All right, what's up, lovely folks? We are live. I'm so happy to get this started. I have been doing promoting on my side. I know Ebony has been promoting on her side. So if you guys are here, thank you so much for coming through. I think you're obviously here for a reason. You're here because you've gone through some type of heartbreak. You've gone through maybe even some daddy issues that is preventing you from moving on into a healthy relationship. Or if you're in a relationship right now, you're having issues of communicating. I'm going to tell you something. I think Ebony was surprised when I said, girl, I don't want to know nothing about your marketing business. I want to know all about you. I want to know what you have to bring. And I think I may have surprised you too about having to dig deep into your life. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Girl, you were like, thank you for hitting me up, but I didn't know it was gonna go this route. But it did, and it was a wonderful turn of events. I'll just say that.
Yes.
We have the ladies are starting to come in. We got Tanya, we got Deshay. Hey y'all, what's going on? They know how it is. The word of the day is what? I'm excited. I'm
I'm,
excited about today, and
yes.
we're gonna go ahead and get started because I know we got a lot to talk about. So
Yes.
I'm not gonna tarry any longer, as I always do. I gotta tell you guys, who is Ebony Chambliss? Chambliss, excuse me. So she
Yes.
is the CEO and founder of Ebony. Of course, Ebony is an acronym. It's for Every Business Opportunity Needs You Consulting LLC. In addition to that, she's also the CEO and founder of G.A.L.S, which is
Yes.
Growing and Loving Servants Positive Sisterhood. She built her business from the ground up, and I love her quote. It says, you don't have to be an expert in everything to
Yeah.
start or re energize your company. You need the right team in the right place and the right time. That's why you're here on the IBEdamned tribe.
Ah,
Ebony has over 24 years of experience in the healthcare industry as an area practice manager. I don't know if you got started when you were 10, but that's good. Okay. In December of 2019, Ebony was chosen as the Employee of the Year at Odyssey House, Louisiana. So that means if you kind of like Odyssey, she's from New Orleans. You're going to hear it in her accent when she starts talking. And she's also a wife and mother of three, one boy, and a set of twin girls. So, girl, you got your hands full with all the things
yes.
that you're doing. But thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us here on I'll Be Damn Carpool Conversations.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the invitation. I
You
appreciate it.
You are quite welcome. Again, we got more ladies coming in. What's up, India? What's up, Brianna? And let me tell you something. These ladies are not afraid to get in on the conversation. That's what it's all about. So like I said, we're gonna use up all 30 minutes. So let's
Okay.
get right to it. So when I talked to Ebony, I was like, I want to know more about you and what you can bring to this conversation. And we got to talking, and baby, I'm like, come through, Eb, come through. It was off the chain just for the pre-interview. So, of course, y'all know we're talking about breaking the cycle, which is
Mhm.
about mending your relationships, but also mending your broken heart. So, before
Yes.
I go on, Ebony, tell me about your your life in a nutshell. I mean, it all started off with your parents, right? And then, of
Yes.
course, you eventually had a child with a young man.
Yes. Yes. So yes, I'm the oldest girl of three. I most of my life was in a married home. My mom and dad are amazing. They're my best friends. But at the age of 14, I want to say, my parents, divorced. And we come from a family where everyone is still together. My grandparents were still together, my aunts and everything. So that was a total shock to me. And
Mhm.
it changed our dynamics of our home. So of course, I was able to go to the best schools, and had it just was ideal. So at 14, on top of being in a divorced home, you're also going through puberty. You're trying to find yourself, X, Y, and Z. So I got into a relationship with a older guy, and I had a child with him the years after that. But that time was the time that I actually found out who Ebony was. I really began to not as so much the child and not the sister, but Ebony. And so that's the start. That's the start.
Exactly. So, and when you mentioned about that shock to your system when your parents divorced, And I
Yeah.
think I would imagine you're probably maybe an 80s baby,
Yes.
so you're an 80s baby. So right around the time of the 80s, right?
Hmm.
People were starting to divorce, and that started to be kind of like, whoa,
Yeah.
divorce. And let's talk about good old Betty Wright. Betty
Yeah.
Wright said, having a piece of man is better
It's
than having no
better
man.
than
Now
no man at all. Yeah.
the women of today would be like, oh hell no. If I can't have all of you, I don't want none of you. And I
Yeah.
think that's the message we should have been sending out to our girls, our women
Yeah.
back in the 80s, but we didn't. So
Yeah.
sometimes our parents, our mother and fathers may have stayed on a little bit longer than they probably should have. And
Yeah.
then you didn't go get professional help. You
No.
decided to talk to Big Mama or you talk to your pastor. That's
Yeah.
pretty much how it went down. And you may not have gotten the resources and you may not have gotten the information that you needed to really help heal your heart. So
Yeah.
not only are your parents dealing with their heartbreak, may not be as showing you that emotion that you probably need and that you need fulfilled in your life. And now you're out there and you're dating and you have a man, y'all have a baby together, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And
Yes.
then what happens after that? You become a single parent yourself.
Yep, I became a single parent myself. And then just to go back, because that's how G.A.L.S came up, came aboard. I was at a place, and not just me, blacks, our community, our culture. I'm not going to just say one specific group, but we are taught what goes on in your house stays in your house.
Yeah.
So and so now I'm like I'm desperate. I'm at a part where I'm desperate. I remember being so broken that I was at this place. I was at Papa John's on Metairie, and I remember in my car screaming, kicking, shouting, and it was just me. And I remember being so broken and saying, God, I don't know what else to do. You're gonna have to help me. So when G.A.L.S it came out of brokenness. I was like, if I'm experiencing this heartbreak, there has to be others. And so I was struggling with myself. I was struggling with state what goes on in your house stays in your house, and also struggling is I have to help somebody else, or somebody else is in this situation. Somebody can help me, because it's right, it's true. We're taught, pray about it, or go to Big Mama, go to your pastor. But I needed some women that knew what I was going through. I couldn't have been the only one that was by myself. So yes, those ladies, those sisters helped me gain my strength again.
Right. And,
Yeah,
and and that's when you start to heal.
that's when I
Because
started to
and
heal.
and, and a lot of times, and this is what you girl, when I was like, come through. I said,
Uh-huh.
so for women right now,
Yeah.
I mean any woman, at the girls, older women, mid-age,
Mhm.
whatever, what do you do when you go through a relationship breakup?
Mhm.
Because you're going to be hurting. I mean,
Yeah.
especially depending on how long you've been with that person. You probably have given yourself so much to yourself to this person, and that person may have become your best friend.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you are separated. You're torn apart. Now that love has turned to anger,
Yeah.
resentment,
Yeah.
and you don't know how to cope. You don't
Yeah.
know how to deal.
Yeah.
So let's just go for the jugular, because I
Yeah.
was, girl, what did you do? How did you heal that pain inside of you?
The first thing, like I said, you have to be desperate enough that you give up. You have to be desperate enough to give up. Meaning, I had tried everything. I tried to enlist in the military to run away from the situation. I tried therapy. I tried everything. But you have to be desperate to say, I did it my way. So, you're going to have to see God, and you're going to have to dig deeper. You're going to have to dig deeper. And as you realize it, even with broken relationships, the relationship, I was broken when I got in there. So I
Okay.
had I had to take some accountability. I had
Right.
to take my happiness back and say, you know what, Ebony, you got to take this back. You got to take your happiness back. You have to take your joy back. You have to be accountable. So then when I started to be accountable for my own happiness, then I realized I was fighting against him, but he probably was also broken. So I had to apologize to him and say, you know what, and it doesn't take away what he did to me. But what happened is I had to hold myself accountable. And I had recently just apologized maybe a couple of years ago and said, hey, I never even looked at it from your point of view. I only was looking at it one way. So I had to really take accountability. And we also have to realize too, there's purpose in every failed relationship. We can learn something
Yeah.
about ourselves about it, because sometimes, and I realized that I was like, okay, God, this purpose, this relationship, I had to go through this, because if not, how would I be able to be here June 29th, 2020, talking about you can do it, and to empower and inspire, unless I first went through it. So now when I see a broken woman, I recognize it and I understand, and I can give her the tools because I was once there. So you have to be desperate enough to give up, and then also you have to take accountability for your own happiness.
Perfect. And let me tell you something. Adele said something that's exactly right, because just like in a death, there are stages, and it is a process. And you're going to go through stages of what? Grief. You're going to
Yeah.
go through stages of being angry, resentment, all of that. But you have to do that. You have
Yeah.
to. It's all a process. It's a release. And on
Yeah.
the other side, what do you come out? You come out a butterfly. Isn't that
Yeah.
right? You come
A
out a
butterfly
butterfly.
that blooms. A
Yes,
butterfly that blooms. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
And
And
you don't want to get stuck there. Don't get stuck into that, brokenness. And also, you have to celebrate each step of the way.
go ahead.
Even though I cried, yes, even though I cried that day in front of Papa John's, it wasn't until 4 years later that I truly began to heal. But you have to celebrate each milestone. And you'll get from praying about a person to actually praying for that person. And
Okay.
then the bitterness is gone. It
Yeah.
becomes to eliminate itself.
And you know what? Something I don't think people realize. I mean, because you could be with a person for 20 years,
Yeah.
and you put so much of yourself into that person. But oh my God, India Irie has a song, "Private Party" is what it's called, and
Yes.
she couldn't find her happiness in her man, even though she was with a man. She couldn't
Yeah.
find happiness in her friends or her parents. The happiness was here, and I
Here.
think we lose ourselves, and
Yeah.
we throw out this word about self love. You really and truly have to love yourself. I
Yeah.
mean, and it's like you said, and I love that you have to celebrate each step.
Each step.
It's
Each
gonna
mile.
be hard. It's gonna be
Yes.
hard. But
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm getting chills, because I'm like, this is what I was always hoping for when I said I needed a tribe. I needed
Yeah.
like-minded. I ain't talking about just because you're a woman, you need to be a part of this. Because guess
Yeah.
what? It's about the numbers. It's about the heart.
Yeah.
Who really got my back? That's one of my things. I say, I got your back, boo. Like,
Yeah.
don't think that you got to go through it alone. But
Right.
we gotta let's dig in even deeper, Ebony. And
Hmm.
I'm loving where you're going with this. But let's dig deeper. So, of course, coming from a divorced home, and I'm hearing your story and I'm relating to it so much, because I, I have this running joke. I may not even say it, but my family, I felt like, oh, we had everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, Mama was a teacher. Daddy worked for the government. I'm living in a great neighborhood, nice home.
Hmm.
You know, living the dream. Then all of a
Hmm.
sudden, it breaks up. And when I tell you, that tore my world apart, because now I got daddy issues. Now
Yeah.
I'm like, everything going good, and you done left me. That's
Yeah.
something. You done left me. So while you are good friends and great friends with your family and your father, I
Hmm.
think my relationship definitely has been repaired with my father.
Yeah.
But those things that happen in your relationship with because your parents are your first love, right?
Yeah.
That can carry on into your relationships
Hmm.
past that, your intimate relationships.
Hmm.
How do you get over that? How do you say, my daddy is not my man? My
Hmm.
man is not my daddy. But you know how many women go into relationships and they want that man to be their daddy?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they missed out on something.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So in my situation, I thought when my parents divorced that they were divorcing me. So I had taken on, or he left. He left. But in actuality, my dad never left. It just the relationship with my mom and my dad ended.
Mm-hmm.
But he stayed, and my mom stayed with me. So what happened was I took the strength of my mom, which is very strong woman, very faithful woman, praying, and I took the strength of my dad, very hardworking, family oriented, and I put it together. So even though I came up in a divorced home, I never was broken, but I was carrying brokenness because
Yes.
Paul says divorced kids are likely to X, Y, and Z, and X. So I worked against it, and I took the strength. And then you have two households, you have two families. So and my mom and my dad are kind of the same. They're kind of the same. They discipline us the same. So even though we had two homes, the house was still together. So we
Yes.
made it work, and so and I think I turned out pretty good. So yeah, I took those weaknesses, the things that society said I shouldn't have, and I made it work.
That's right, right. And then you got past the hurt, right?
Past,
So yeah, I think you mentioned it, but tell me what you did with your ex. Like the first step, in order to get past the hurt, what did you do? Because baby, when I tell you, when you told me that, I was like, I don't know. Because
yeah,
but go ahead, tell us how you did it.
yeah. So again, I apologized to him, and it didn't take away, the hurt, but I had to apologize for myself. I had to forgive him, but first I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive my parents for putting that on them, allowing them to carry that. I had to forgive myself, and I had to dig deep. I had to, get to a very desperate place. So yes, I did. I did. I gave him
So
an apology.
what did you have to apologize to him about? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, women are like, no, baby, I'm sorry, I'm not apologizing to him. He cheated on me. He
Mhm,
did me dirty.
mhm.
Why did you apologize to him? I'm just saying because I'm telling you, I know women are saying, like, why? Like, I didn't do anything wrong.
Hmm. I apologize for putting him as my dad. See, I came into a broken home and my dad had left. So I was trying to search for a father, but he was a mate. And once I realized he was a mate and not my father, then I said, oh, wait, I've been giving you the wrong title. I've been holding you by the wrong expectations. So yeah, all these years I had all this bitterness and you should have did this and you should have did that. But I realized I was seeking too much for him, and we do that all the time. We expect this person to be, loyal, X, Y, and Z, and we do want that in our relationships. But sometimes we give people too much
Yes.
control over our happiness. Some people are not meant to be in our lives just to stay there. And we say it all the time. If anybody that's not in my life, God remove them until He do it.
Woo!
Until He
Yes.
do it. Until He do it, right?
What you girl, you're in my prayers right now. That's
Until He do it. And His purpose in my life was to teach me something. And also to teach me something, his purpose was to be my son's father. And then once I realized he was a great father, then that's when the apology came, because that was the purpose that he was supposed to do. He was supposed to help me bring on greatness, and he did that. And he did that.
no,
Yeah.
no, Ab, you did that. You did that. That's what I'm talking about. Adele says that's such an important step because I was mad at myself for years over the things that I accepted.
Yeah.
It truly was a relief to find some compassion for myself.
Yeah.
Brianna says we have to apologize for our part and our hurt.
Come on. Come
Uh,
on.
and then Tanya says accountability means being introspective. The
Yeah.
mirror is not always pretty.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
Absolutely. That is so true. It's not always pretty. And
yeah,
sometimes, like I said, you're going to have to cry, kick, scream. But when you finish, you got to get up and fight. Fight.
yes, that's
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
that's the strength I think that we saw in our mothers, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we know how to tap into it.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
that's what it's all about. And it takes a strong woman to
Yeah.
say, I apologize.
I apologize. Brother,
Mhm.
I had you wrong.
Yes.
I thought I was looking for my father, my uncle, my grandfather, and you was just supposed to be my mate at that time. And
Mhm.
I thank you for that. And
Yes.
that's why I could get along. That's why I go from caring about him to for him. And that's why he's my friend. And that's why I look at him as, as a brother. And like I shared the other day, his girlfriend is amazing. She's my sister. I love her. So, I have no bitterness. I don't have anything ill towards them. I love them. When I want to see myself win, I want to see them win. And it's a plus because my son, he gets to be a product of that. Yes, my parents aren't together. Yes, yes, it's broken, but it don't have to be there. We don't have to stay there. And my son is amazing. And every time I see that, it's just not just Ebony. I also see his
Yeah.
dad, and I see his dad's girlfriend that's been in his life forever. I
Oh,
see all of that. I see all of my parents that was divorced. I see all of that being poured into him, and that's our purpose.
Ebony, I'm hoping. I know the reason why I'm hoping you speaking to the baby mamas, not
Yeah,
just the baby daddies. And
yeah,
I don't like using that word, but just for emphasis, we using it
yeah,
today. You know,
yeah. Come on,
because
come on.
I think once we hold on to all that hurt, your
Yeah,
children feel it. your children see it. And if they don't see love, boo, guess what they gonna see? And they're gonna take on that. They're gonna hold. It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. It's
So
a cycle.
we gotta break the cycle.
We
Oh
have
my
to
God.
break it. And if I think if more, and I'm not blaming anybody, but sometimes, and it could be either way. It could be the mother or the dad. If we stop looking at that person and start looking at them as the other side of our kid's parent, how can I say I love my son 100% and I love 50% of who created him? You
Yeah.
have to. You have to put yourself aside and put your kids first. That's it. You have to put them first.
Now I might be veering off a little bit, but how did you get to the point where you started loving the new woman, the woman that he chose?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How did you say? Because some of them say, "Oh no, boo, you can never be me," or "I don't want my children around you." Come on, speak, Ebony.
Okay, so that part that's insecurity. When women say that, that's insecurity in themselves because you never compare. I mean, you're comparing against what you know who you are. So you're comparing yourself to a woman that didn't even ask to be compared. But what really made me like her and love her is because I saw myself in her. She's a beautiful person inside and out. But really, I saw how she interacted with my child. I
Okay.
saw that she cared for my child, and that was good enough for me. You love my child genuinely, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. And so, yeah,
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about the
yeah,
child, the children.
the child. It's
Come
about my,
on.
yeah. And I always say that's land second mom. That's land second mom. And
Yeah.
I love her, and I'm secure because I'm securing me first.
Come on.
Securing me
Come
first.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, and we were talking about this. I'm gonna tell you. We were saying how you can be beautiful on the outside, but if you're ugly on the inside, it shows. But
It
baby,
shows.
you are beautiful.
Thank
You are
you.
beautiful inside
Thank
and
you.
out. Jessica Morgale Daniel said, "So many women need to hear this." Come on, Jessica. Yes, they
Oh.
you are in self denial, not realizing that their previous hurt has them stuck in the wrong relationships.
Wrong relationships. Keyword wrong and stuck in the wrong relationships. The wrong relationship. And like I said earlier, you can always learn from a relationship or friendship. You can always learn something about yourself. My son's father bought me as far as he could. My next step was my husband. Now he's able to help me flourish into my calling. So yes, we get stuck into wrong relationships and we carry bitterness, not for days, not for months, for years. And then we bring that baggage into the next relationship, and it's everybody's fault but ourselves. You have to look at yourself.
It starts to fester.
Yeah.
That's that fester, that's that boil that
Yeah.
you keep, it's gonna pop, it's gonna burst. So so let me
Yeah.
ask you something that might be, and I gotta put it on your mind. I know it
Come
looks
on.
transparent. So after you did all this clearing out, right? You got better. Why didn't you go back to that man when you
Oh,
found out? Look at
you said, wait, what was the question again? Why didn't I go back where?
what you heard me. So if because I want to be, I mean, this is transparency.
Okay.
You realize that he, y'all had some issues, y'all worked through them, but why you didn't go back? I'm just curious, like why didn't you go back?
Um, I didn't go back because he looked different to me. I had evolved. He was, he's still a good person. Let me say that he's a good person. He's a good man. He's not for me. He's not for me at who I am now. And it's not to take away from him. It's just like if you had a good job, and you move on or you have a new position, it doesn't necessarily, that you have that experience, but you don't have to necessarily go back. Yeah, so I look at him as different. I look at him as a brother, as a friend, as co-parenting. So yeah, completely, yeah. It's a different. It's a different. The 17-year-old Ebony is a completely different 38
Come on, come on. Definitely. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So, okay, let's talk about the evolution of Ebony.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, someone, let me go back to what someone said. LaSonia said, "Let that hurt go. This takes maturity." And that's
Yeah.
exactly what I wanted to get to. Like you said, the 17-year-old Ebony is not the same one that's here. So for
Yeah.
our girls, because I'm speaking to our young ladies too, what would you tell them starting out in a relationship that may not be going so good, but they may say, I'm gonna just hold on because he's got potential. That P
Mm,
word. What do
yeah.
you say? What do you say, Ebony?
The first thing I would say is pray to God. And I know I keep saying this. I'm a
That's
church
okay.
girl at heart. You have to pray about everything and everybody in
Come
your
on.
life. You have to wait on God to tell you who He is in your life. Sometimes we go ahead and make Him our husband, and we don't know anything about Him. We don't know his how He is when He's angry. We
Come
don't know His last name. We don't know His friends. And we're trying to build our house. We're trying to have a white dress, and we don't know anything about Him because sometimes we don't know enough about ourselves.
come
First,
through, Sam. Come
first.
through. Girl, when
Yeah.
I told them the word of God is excited, and if y'all don't see me being excited, no, yes, please, that is
Yeah.
oh my God. Can
You
we,
have to know
you know,
yourself.
this is what I miss. Like I remember seeing like my grandmother and my mama and her friends sit
Yeah.
around and do this type of talking.
Yeah.
We need to get back to that. You know what bothers me is that we so caught up in I don't like her or
Yeah.
why we can't get along? Why we
Yeah.
can't say, girl, look, I feel you. I know what you're going through. Or we
Yeah.
got a whole. It's like it's already hard enough to be vulnerable, but when
Yeah.
you think that you can be vulnerable with your sister, and then she
Mhm.
turns, she stabs you in the back, that
Yeah.
causes that compounds the situation that we're already going through.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I've been there. I've been there, not just relationships with friendships, that I thought they were gonna be there. It's the same thing, same rules apply, same principle, pray about everything and everybody. But you also have to have a friend. And sometimes it's not who you think it is. It may be an older woman.
Yep,
Um, it
that's
might be a spiritual advisor. It might be a friend that you need to be able to confide into. You're able to confide into, and you can kind of see if you can talk and trust them by their own conversation. See a woman that said, "Oh, Evan, I got the tea." That ain't the one.
come on.
That's the phone right there. That ain't the one. That ain't the one. It's that other one. That other one that can say, "Come on, friend, I can pray you out this situation and
Yes,
hold you accountable." I don't need a yes person. I don't need somebody to say, "Yes, Ebony. Yes, Ebony." I need somebody to say, "Okay, you finished. You cried. You kicked. You screamed. Now get up.
that's
Get up.
right.
I want to see the best for me."
Because
That's the one.
at a certain point in your life, you get too old to be fighting. Come
I ain't
on.
fighting nobody. I'm not fighting
No,
nobody.
hold on. That's what I
I'm
told
not fighting.
you. You don't know what I might do. So let's not go there because I ain't got the time. I ain't got
I
the
have
time. I'm
time.
going to jail, baby. I'm going to jail for a reason. Let me go ahead and keep going because this might
Yeah.
go another way.
Yeah. We not about to fight.
Yes.
Nope.
And you know what you mentioned about an older woman, and that's I do. But let me tell you something. So before when I moved here, it was so hard, and it's still to some degree very hard because first, everybody knows everybody, and then you have people, when they don't know you, they don't know who your mom and then where you come from. It's a whole inquisition,
Yeah.
and then you like my mom used to always tell me, Danica, a woman needs a woman friend. And I said, well, you're right, mom.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. But I had to stay to myself
Yeah.
until
Me
I
too.
could find what I was looking for. I
Absolutely.
because I did first of all, you ain't putting my business on social media. Why are
Mm-hmm.
you so quick to go to social media? I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you ain't like me, if you ain't living in your own world, minding your own business, then you're
Yeah.
not gonna be my friend. Now we can be
Yeah.
acquaintances. Hey, girl, how you doing? But I need mature women in my life to be my friend.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna tell
Yep.
you what that is. And I'm telling y'all again, if you don't know, that's what IBEdamned is all about. Because I be damn if I'm gonna be
Yeah.
friends with somebody that ain't got my back like I got theirs. And
Come on.
will be no one-sided situation because,
Yeah.
like I said, I ain't fighting.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna be together. We just
Yeah.
you go your way, I go mine.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
I need
God.
you to be my friend when I'm not in the room. I need you to be my friend during the hard times. I
Yes.
need you to be my friend when I'm low. I
Mm,
need you to be my friend at all times. Because see, I can tell my own story. I'm an open book. I can be transparent. So I don't need you to tell it. I can
there
tell my
you
own story.
come on.
So I need you. I need loyalty. I need friendship. I need accountability. I need somebody that I'm pouring into, or they pouring into me. Because if not, what we doing? What are we doing? We have to be more than friends, just having a good time. We gotta be doing more than just going to the second lines and going to the bar rooms. We need to be starting some businesses. We need to be empowered. We need to be inspired. I need to be able to talk to you, and I need you to keep it, and vice versa. Yeah.
Yes. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, Kizzy, that's Lance second time I was telling you about.
Okay, well, she said that's mature. That's
Yes.
mature woman. She said ain't
No,
no secret. That's right.
yes.
Girl,
I love you, Kizzy.
we have been talking so much. I'm looking at the time, and I know. Look, first of all, I got to tell y'all about this. Ebony said, "I'm so excited. I done took the whole day off."
The whole day.
I was like, okay, but but you know what? We can go on and on and on. But I'm gonna respect the time. I'm gonna respect the time of these ladies who have decided to show up and show out with us. So, but we got to get to the next level. Before we go, I gotta tell y'all, shout out to Ebony Magee-Chambliss. Y'all make sure to look her up. She's got 2 sites, G.A.L.S, and she also has Ebony. So y'all make sure to check her out. But it is time for rapid fire. You know, the ladies know what time it is. It is rapid fire, and I think it's a good one. We got some good stuff. We got some.
Okay.
So are you ready for me?
I think I'm ready.
All right, and how this goes, if you're watching, y'all also can play along and also answer the questions as well. They're always fun. So here we go. Before we go, I gotta remind everybody. Every Monday at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on IBEdamned, we have carpool conversations. And Ebony was our backseat driver for the day. Y'all can always come along for the ride. We love to talk it out and talk it up. So here we go. Your first question: Where's your happy place?
My happy place. Oh, my happy place is probably in my office here. Oh, okay. So let me tell you a little bit about my happy place. Um, my best friend, Nakia, she passed, and I think I talked to you about that Friday. So I wanted to have a place where I can remember her. So her colors that she would wear, especially when we were younger, was blush. So I changed my logo. I have all her colors and her pictures around. So it brings me in a space where I feel like she's near. So that's my happy place. And plus, I like to work. So yes, that's my happy place.
Okay, awesome. Okay, what is the last thing you liked on social media?
This post. This post.
Okay.
This post. Yes.
Right. What time will you go to bed tonight?
Oh, I'm an early bird. Probably about 8 or 9. Right after the night, absolutely.
What time you got to get up?
I get up for 4 a.m.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to work on that because the early bird gets the worm. So I am definitely guilty of that. But baby, 8 o'clock, I'm like just moving around still.
Oh no!
Girl, my brain,
the whole world over by that time.
My brain is like still moving. I can't 8 o'clock. My brain like, baby, you still got stuff to do. All right. Number 4. What was the last text you sent?
The last text was probably to my son.
Oh,
okay. He was asking me something about a hair appointment. I was like, Thursday or whatever. So probably my son.
Okay. And the last question is, and ladies, y'all, this is y'all to answer too. If you were single,
what
advice would you give yourself dating during quarantine?
Oh, dating during quarantine. What advice? Oh, this is a good one. What advice? Oh, when you said single, I was traveling. I was already gone in Miami. So when you said during quarantine.
Yeah.
Oh, what advice? Tell me that one more time. Say it one more time.
So if you were single, what advice would you give yourself or other women dating during quarantine? Because I have some people right now that I know that one in particular, she's like chronicling her dating during quarantine life. Because I was like, how does that happen? What do you do? But I mean, it happens. You're still a vibrant woman, and you like, I don't want to put my life on hold. So what would you say? Look, I'm gonna let you think about it. So we got Brianna said, don't do it. Don't
I
do
was saying, I'm with Jessica. I would say, girl, everybody don't belong in your house. Everybody don't belong in your house, your spirit, your bed. Should I keep going on? In your restroom. They should not be close to your door still. That's what I would be saying, girl.
Well, I'm not saying you gotta jump right to come to my house. I mean, you can't do nothing. So really, it's just about don't do nothing.
Don't do nothing. We can talk on the phone. We can do the Zoom. Let me get to know you a little bit more.
FaceTime. That's what Jessica said. FaceTime. All
FaceTime,
right.
Jessica. Yes, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Ebony. This was
Thank you.
wonderful. This
Thank
30
you.
minutes just did not, I mean, it did, you did it justice, but I mean, I want to go on and on and on.
Oh,
Look, hopefully the ladies got something out of it. I feel so good. Now I'm in a relationship. I ain't going nowhere. But if things didn't work, I'll be like, what did Ebony say? What did she say? So thank you again.
you. I
Wonderful,
appreciate it.
wonderful conversation. Again, this is Ebony Magee-Chambliss. I am Danica Foley. This is IBEdamned presents Carpool Conversations. We'll see you guys next Monday at
See ya.
12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I hope you ladies got something. I think you did. I think you did. I love seeing you guys in here interacting. So, Ebony, any final words?
Just accountability in everything, relationships, friendship, in your job, in your business. Hold yourself accountable. Also, find you a confidant. It may be, a spiritual advisor. It may be a sister. It may be a friend. It may be a cousin. It may even be an auntie. I have a few aunties that are my spiritual advisors. And also forgive, and live life to its fullest and be you unapologetically. Be yourself.
And on that note, we're going to say, see you later.
See
Thank
you
you so
later.
much. All righty.